God damn. I mean, how lucky are we that some dude decided to put samurais in space, make them wizards, and give them laser swords. This was back when Pong was impressive, because without George Lucas, we never would have gotten these cool ass movies. And one of my favorite parts of these movies are the lightsaber duels. Here's the thing, not all of these duels are good. So what makes a good lightsaber duel? What sets aside the cinematic portrayals of two warriors and just a video of babies throwing a tantrum with light sticks? Come here for a second. What if I told you it's not just about the light sticks? Choreography is definitely important. That's why there are different lightsaber forms. And there is something a little brainwashing about seeing lightsabers on screen. It's like we turn into moths. But it's also about the characters and what we learn with them in their combat, how they express themselves in their rawest form and what they're willing to do to win. It also should always have a certain level of risk. It can't just be manufactured action, which a lot of these movies don't really get. But when they do, it's really awesome to see. Anyways, it made me think about all the Star Wars fights and why some of them work and why some of them are just poodoo. So I decided to watch all of them, all the ones in canon. Well, not all of them. I'm not that crazy. And I found my top 10 favorite ones. So without further ado, let's have some fun. All right, so coming in last on the list, we have the fight between Vader and Cere from Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Listen, hold on. I know this is not technically a fight from a movie, but holy shit. Basically, this Jedi Master Cere is protecting our Dollar Tree Joker over here and helping him to escape the planet. And you know, while you're plowing through enemies feeling like a boss, you suddenly start to think, what's going on? Because this game is not easy. If I have this much power, what is it that's coming? And you reach this door. I swear to God, I had the moment. You know the one.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. And you know, the door opens and holy shit. My pants are now a little more yellow. Now at this point, you're not expecting Vader, like at all. He just appears randomly. It really solidifies his presence he has in every scene, an almost Grim Reaper presence. You know when characters see him, they're just like, all right, well, it's been a good run. Now the fight itself is fucking nuts because Cere is actually holding her own against Darth Vader. She's a little feisty, to be honest with you. She ends up managing to crush Vader with rubble and she feels pretty good about it, but she forgot the one thing she doesn't got. And that's plot armor. So in poetic fashion, he reappears. On fire.
Fuck! Yeah, it's burning hot. Fuck!
You see her ferocity matched with his tank-like fighting style. She even taps into Ataru for a second, you know, the jumping lightsaber form. And she lands this blow. And for a second, you're like, my guy, Vader. Chat's going fucking crazy right now. But then you realize who the fuck you're talking to. Overall, I love this fight because of how brutal it portrays Vader as a character. You as the player feel such high level of fear and tension because of this domination of a fucking powerhouse. I give this fight 3 Jabbas out of 10.
No, you're still holding on!
I already know this movie does a lot of things wrong. I know that. But let's look at this fight on its own, just for a second. First off, the cinematography here is absolutely insane. There are some shots in here that actually look like it's from a real movie. But let's look at the fight. We have Exhibit A, a whiny little beamer boy with a glow stick, and Exhibit B, an absolute fucking legend with the lightsaber. Now, at this point, we all know that whiny little beamer boy has been wanting to destroy the past. That's his whole thing, kind of like the sequel trilogy. Then we have Luke here, who up until this point has been basically assassinated as a character. But most importantly, he represents the past, and there are 2 things I love here. The representation of Luke and how that ties into the movie's statement about the past. We know Luke to be the spawn of hope. He's the one that looked at his dad and said, this is a senior citizen vacuum cleaner. He's chill. He's the definition of a hero. As Kylo has a tantrum and swings his glow stick, Luke just casually shows him the real reason why we're watching the movie in the first place. Look at him, he's just elegantly dodging, he's even a little sassy with it. But then you realize he's not even there. He's over here on his mountain, chilling. And in this moment, in his last moment, he saves the rebels from Kylo, like a true hero would, like Luke Skywalker would. And that then ties into what the movie is saying, that the past will live on in the new, like a new shitty sequel trilogy. But this fight is a great example of a fight that is not just about cool glow sticks. I gave it 6 poodoos out of 300. Let's keep going.
It's the only way.
Kill it, do it.
This is when the choreography for these laser string cheese fights start getting really, really good. Now, it's a great case study of the different methods of lightsaber styles and how you can learn from a character from that alone. Now, we have 2 spiky boys. We have 21 Savage Opress, and we have Fox Hills Maul. Laugh, please. And then we have him. He just pulls up on him and they're like, oh, okay. So they think they're gonna trick Palpatine. They think they're gonna, you know, do a little smooth move on him. And immediately Palpatine's just like, nah. So they start fighting, and the literal second Palpatine moves, you're just like, oh yeah, these spiky boys are cooked more than Drake. He's fucking flipping and flapping all over the place, literally dancing around these goons, man. You see his true understanding of the dark side of the Force right here in this second. If you didn't know before, now you know. Not to mention, who the fuck knew that he was a dual wielder? That's just so cool. I wasn't expecting that. Second off, he fights using Ataru while also using precise strikes like Makashi. And he never once reverts to Shicho, which is like the basic form. Even if you look at his face, he's just having a good time. And these guys are struggling. I mean, like, they really are trying here. They hit him with a few combos, you know, a few McDoubles, and Palpatine is just not phased. And then he kills Mustard, and Ketchup is just like, so Maul at this point locks the fuck in. In fact, you see there's a split second where he hits Palpatine. He's like, oh, okay, enough playtime. And, you know, he has to put him in his place. So the demon from Sidious is like, ha ha ha, I was just kidding. I was just kidding, calm down. And Palpatine's just like, nah. Now, I love this fight because it explores the delicate craftsmanship that goes into lightsaber dueling, but it also explores the complexities of these characters utilizing that art form. We see how cynical Palpatine is in just the way that he fights. He's dancing around them literally. And then we see the pain in Maul, the way that he ended up using the saber that he fought for that represented his past. It's like Star Wars just has it out for Maul. He can't have one win, bro, one dub. Dude is dubless. Point is, I give this fight 30 spiky boys. You can fight me on that. Next one.
Are you in good hands?
I don't know what I'm doing, bro. Oh, yay. I literally saw that was my reaction to seeing which one we're doing. We've arrived at the most vicious Star Wars fight to date. And guess what? It's not from Clone Wars. Although this scene is fucking crazy. What the fuck? What is she doing? Yo, whoa. It's not from the prequels. It's not that fight from Obi-Wan. It's from the Acolyte. Don't click off. Don't click off. They clicked off. This is Helmet Guy. And these guys are not making it home tonight. Basically, there's this new Sith, and these Jedis are like, comrades, we can band together. If we fight, we will beat him. And he just fucking farts in their face. Now, the scene's a little dark, but you see that this guy's plowing through them like it's nothing. Like Palpatine from that scene in Revenge of the Sith. R.I.P. my boy Kit Fisto. They did my boy so dirty. But, you know, it's nothing that we've never seen before. It's not really that... Okay, that we haven't seen before. Whoa! Hold on. I'm not gonna get excited. There's no reason to get excited. This is just some fluke. Oh! I didn't order a Jedi shish kebab, but I guess that's where we are now. Now, in the middle of the fight, Star Wars likes to do this. They put a lot of filler moments in the middle of one of the coolest fight scenes they've ever done. I don't know why they do this. But then we get back to the real fight, and we have X-23 here going up against Helmet Man, and, you know, he does the fucking lightsaber block your thing, and she's like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm cooked. No, she's not cooked. And I'm sorry, the little boy in me just geeks out because you're telling me we have saber throwing, force jumping, a metal helmet that can disrupt lightsabers, fist fighting in the middle of a lightsaber fight, and consequences for our characters? And the Acolyte? What the fuck? Who did this? Who put this here? And we're about to get one of the most brutal deaths in Star Wars history. Cause you know, she jumps with rage at this dude, and for a second you're like, oh damn, it looks like it might be that blow. How is Helmet Boy gonna get out of this one? And then he's like, oh no. I have another lightsaber inside. I got a Russian doll lightsaber. And he just, God damn, baby. Now at this point, I'm pretty sure everyone who was there is probably like,
we are screwed.
Until this guy from earlier on in the fight, the guy from You, yeah, he's not done. He comes back with the helmet like a shield and
what you say, that you only meant well, cause you did.
Damn, bro, damn. My goat walk. This fight may not be the greatest character study or how to make a fight metaphorical to the theme or the message you're trying to make in a movie. It's not that. Don't look for it for that. I mean, let's look at this. I didn't even know Helmet Guy's name until I made this video. I don't really care though, because these characters aren't interesting, but the fight itself is a great case study for how to utilize the aspects of lightsaber fighting, the techniques, the forms, and really diving in to what it can be versus just tantrums. We don't want that. The mixing of styles, the tension, it really felt like the creators in this fight knew what they wanted to do. I give that a 1 blue milk out of 10.
Squad shit.
There's a lot that goes into these YouTube things. I wonder if so many people don't. Ooh, this is a good one. Now, this fight is a perfect example of how to make something for your fans. Without going through the entire plot of the show, Obi-Wan basically can't get it up with the Force. I mean, he's rusty. It's been a couple years. But then we see this, he locks into his old stance, the stance he did during the Clone Wars, the sign that he's not fucking around right now. And just like that, we're off.
What did I say? They were fucking cooking with this show. I told you, they weren't gonna miss. They weren't gonna miss.
What's going on? Where'd they go? No, go back. What is this? What's going on? Now, there are a couple of things I don't like about this fight. First off, it's dark as shit. Why is it that some of these really cool lightsaber fights are in a really dark setting? Number two, it's the most boring setting you could have possibly picked. It could have been this, or hell, even fucking this, but no. Instead, we got rocks. And three, the cameraman has to be drunk or something, because he's just up, down, every fucking where. Despite these flaws, the tension is there. Obi-Wan gets crushed in rubble and he has to buck up, and we see it. Like, even you can see Vader tries to do that famous hand thing, and Obi-Wan is just like, no vacuum. You're him, I'm him, you're him, I'm Hans Zimmerman. And our boy here starts having an asthma attack. Kinda awkward. Even Obi-Wan's like, oh shit, bro, you good? But then we get to the best part. Obi-Wan slashes Vader's mask and he sees through the cut. You can feel the pain in Obi-Wan when he sees that. And as the viewer, you're thinking maybe, just maybe, Vader will waver. Until this moment where Vader lifts his head and you just see that look in his eye and you're like, oh yeah, he's gone. Obi-Wan calls him Darth for the first time. So the fight was technically mid, but the stakes and the beat structure of the fight overall created a very good payoff for people who love these two characters. I give this, I don't know, 5 weird Han Solo necks out of 10. What the fuck are these ratings? Alright, what's the next fight? Ooh, it's funny because I'm sure a couple of you guys are like, what? A lot of Star Wars fans missed out on this fight because it was in the middle of a very mid show. However, if you like Star Wars, you should definitely watch this fight. So if we're being so for real, Ahsoka dies in the middle of her own show. It was probably to get away from the main plot. It's pretty bad, I don't blame her. But when she dies, she wakes up, she hears a voice, and who is that? We know who it is, Hayden Christensen. I mean, look at how good he looks in his suit. It's like he never left. And he basically walks up to her and is like, hey, your show is ass. Let me teach you something real quick. She's like, Alright, so they start dueling and immediately you can see the distinguished lightsaber dueling style that Anakin Skywalker has, the specific anti-Obi flip he does, his mastery of Form 5, and how deadly his strikes are, even when he's just teaching Ahsoka. But what I seriously love is his composure. He's found that duality of rage that he used to have in a fight, but is controlling it, almost similar to Mace Windu does. And then, you know, they have a little plot moment and it's actually pretty cool, but Anakin then is just like, no more flashback. Time to kick your ass more.
You lack conviction.
Oh boy. Most importantly, I love this fight because it shows Anakin under control, how he truly is the one that brought balance to the Force. We also just get to see a badass fight. I'm gonna give this one a 7 creepy Anakin stares out of 10. Ooh. All right, baby, we're getting to the top 3. Top 3? We're getting to the top 3, all right. Wait, is this the top 3? Did we skip one? I think we skipped one. Where is... Oh, there it is. Luke versus Darth Vader in the second movie. Now we're getting to the ones you hopefully have seen as a Star Wars fan. This one will always hold a special place in my heart. So in this fight, we have young Joker and Mufasa fighting in the sauna at a 24-hour fitness. We know Luke is not ready for this fight. That's why the stakes are so high. Immediately, Vader's kind of just like, who's your daddy? And I mean, he's just roughhousing with him a little bit. Look, he's trying to play catch. Can you blame the guy? He's trying to make up for those past couple years, couple decades, however old Luke Skywalker is. I mean, you can't say the guy didn't try. But in all seriousness, you could see Luke here is pretty much regretting all of his life decisions. Probably missing Tatooine a little bit. He does get one little hit on Vader, and I love this. You'll never hear Vader make this noise again. I don't know why, I just think that's funny. But yeah, Vader slices dude's hand off. And finally, we get the part that everyone and their mom and their grandparents and their dog and everyone knows this.
No, I am your father.
Yeah, that's right. Luke, it's not Luke, I am your father. That's crazy. Who thought that? Not me, 2 seconds ago. Anyways, I know I'm joking a lot while talking about this fight, but that's because it's clearly one of the biggest moments in cinematic history even, not even just in Star Wars. You can see in the setup that Vader is testing Luke. Luke is trying and fighting with all that he has to save his friends, even though he got his ass wiped. That's 3 CGI Lukes out of 10.
Oh, fuck. Shit. Bitch.
It's funny, I actually like the second movie in the original trilogy more than the last one, but this fight, like the fight between Luke and Vader, is better in this one than it is in the second one. So, Luke has a valid crash out. That's basically this fight. His friends are getting shredded right outside the window, his dad is a samurai toaster, and you have the most dusty organism to ever exist telling him, do it, you won't. And as they start fighting, you can see the growth in Luke as a character. In this, you see that he's finally the Jedi that he's been training to be. Oh, shit, I totally forgot Vader did that. Oh wait, that's actually the first saber throw we've seen on screen. Vader's trying to be a good dad again. He's playing hide and seek with Luke in the dark here. But let's get serious for a second. This is where you start feeling the stakes as he's taunting Luke about his sister. You see in the cinematography the clash between the dark and the light that Luke is feeling in this moment. He's just been trying to fight for his father to join him into the light. The only thing that can tempt him is his love. This is exactly what made Anakin turn to the dark side, his love for Padme. Even John Williams saw this shit and he was like, oh man, I gotta lock the fuck in, bro. Bring in the... So yeah, Luke goes Super Saiyan until he crashes out, slices off his hand. But seriously, this fight is damn near perfect. I give it 5, I don't know. I give 5 Star Wars Christmas specials out of 10. You know what this feels like? This feels like I'm a comedian, but I'm not gonna know if people laugh until after the show. Here we have the return of the red spiky man going off against younger Obi-Wan and Liam Neeson. But it's seriously one of the coolest face-offs in Star Wars. And mind you, think back to when this came out. When you watch this for the first time, You would never even thought of a dual lightsaber before. That wasn't in the movies. Like, I'm sure people in the theaters were probably like, ha, silly red man. They have 2 glow sticks and you only have, oh. Then they start dueling and immediately you can see that the choreography here is built different. There is intention in every strike. And I love this because right after, Obi-Wan's like, he jump fakes him. So Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Maul are fighting, and you can see that the two both have different ways that they draw power from the Force. Qui-Gon meditates, and Maul, being from the dark side, decides to strut in anger, dive deeper into his rage. And then we get to the moment that I think we all know, and Liam Neeson said, "I'm too expensive for this franchise." Trainspotted guy didn't like that. Not at all. He's swinging his glow stick like crazy now. When I was a kid, when he did this block to strike, I knew he was not playing. It's not enough though, because he gets politely pushed off the edge by Darth Maul. And it's in this moment that Obi-Wan becomes the character that we know today. That he flips and slices Darth Maul in half. I love this dude's reaction too. He's just appalled. But everything in this fight, from the music to the acting to the choreography, it's all so well structured, and you're able to see the stakes for not only these characters, but for the movie as well. It's almost the best one, but I think we all know which one that is. Anyway, I give it a out of 10. I really did just do that. I love this. Look, as Padme and Anakin are supposed to have this dramatic and tear-joking moment, Obi-Wan just pops up and he's like, "Yeah, you knew this one was gonna be here, don't even lie. Also, sorry about the setting change. If you honestly thought it was anything else, then you can go outside, find something green on the ground and touch that shit." This is honestly the fight that most people think of when they think of Star Wars for a really good reason. We start off with Anakin, and as we all know, he's tripping.
The war is over. Lord Sidious promised us peace.
Can you shut the fuck up?
He just unalived these poor dudes, and he just choked his wife. So Obi-Wan tries to talk some sense into him, but it's too late, so they start fighting. Now, starting off, you can see Obi-Wan trying to use his own form, Ceresu, which is a more defensive form. All he's trying to do is disarm Anakin and stop the fight. Meanwhile, Anakin aggressively is slashing using Ataru, and it's an instant parallel between these two beings of light and dark. Now, let's look at some cool shit real quick. The first cool thing I found is that Anakin actually tries to use the same hand flip that he does on Count Dooku to cut off his hand earlier in the movie on Obi-Wan here, and he just fails. It's a pretty cool comparison, and it definitely solidifies Obi-Wan as an opponent. In the middle of the fight, there's this point where he just decides, "Obi-Wan, it's time for you to eat lightsaber. Dinner is ready. You must eat now." It's really just shocking, and it points out that obviously Anakin has been engulfed in his feelings, and we feel that in the audience. This is not the Anakin we grew up with. Then Anakin switches to Ceresu at some point and actually kind of goes on the defense against Obi-Wan. He's not used to Obi-Wan using his own lightsaber style against him. They both switched to Form 5, which is called Gem So. Now this focuses on counterattacks, and you can see it in the movie. They're both just kind of flailing their lightsabers a bit. It's because they're waiting for the other to fail. Or at least that's what I tell myself to make sure I don't think that these movies are stupid. Neither do, and they end in this force push. These details show us two things. These two are evenly matched in power, and two, Anakin is fighting emotionally. They end up outside and decide to do a quick Mario level in the middle of the fight, I guess. I'm assuming it's supposed to emulate the passion that the two of these fighters are feeling in their heart and soul, you know, it's supposed to be dramatic. This robot clocks in on his 9 to 5, working on this little lava planet, and in the middle of his shift, you know what? No, it's probably right before he has to clock the fuck out. He has to do one little thing in this river, and all of a sudden, two dudes are just fighting on his head. And ask for this. I also love this little dialogue they have right here. Feels like an Instagram comment section debate.
Chancellor Palpatine is evil!
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Well, then you are lost!
Anyway, Obi-Wan does this flip. He decides he's done with the stupid lava lake. As we said earlier, these two are very evenly matched. But our boy over here, he's not thinking straight. So instead of playing it smart, you know, he does this. Oh, I remember this part. And then Anakin kicks him like a fucking, like a fucking pebble. Yeah, this is the ending from the Revenge of the Sith game, by the way. Just thought I should put this in here. And the award to most dudes cut in half goes to Obi-Wan. You did this, man. He did this. It's also an interesting parallel because what Obi-Wan does to Anakin is exactly what Maul should have done to Obi-Wan in the first movie. It's kind of just an interesting little tidbit. But Anakin rolls down the hill and the little bits and pieces that he's in, because he's chopped up like bacon in a fucking Caesar salad. We get to one of the most heartbreaking moments in Star Wars history right here.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them!
Bro, my limbs. Hold on a second. This whole time, Obi-Wan is just like, oh no, he's my brother. I can't fight him. I love him.
I will not kill Anakin. He is like my brother. I cannot do it.
And then the second he sees him jump in the air, he's like, oh. He just slices his whole ass. Bro has the mind of a golden retriever. Like the second he sees him in the air, it just fucking goes. I'm sorry, I've seen this clip like a million times editing this. I probably need to go to sleep. This fight is the best because it matters in all of the qualities and categories we've discussed in this entire video. The internal conflict between these characters is perfectly captured, and with the movie being over 20 years old, the special effects hold up pretty damn well. So after watching all these, it's safe to say that the best ones are the ones that combine categories of all of these elements. Stakes, characterized expression, choreography, and the sauce. Even if the fight is only just to implement action into your story, you still have to treat it with care. Now, obviously there are some lightsaber duels I left out, and most likely because I have an entire video on them. I have an entire video on that one, so I can't talk about it much. And maybe you don't agree with the order, but hopefully you had fun on this ride together. As you can see, I'm exhausted. And yeah, you know, let me know what you think in the comments, where I fucked up. I probably fucked up somewhere, but I hope you at least had fun. That's like the main thing, right? I guess like all this shit doesn't matter unless we have fun. So, you know, let me know what the fuck to talk about, because if you're watching, then I care about you. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, peace out.